Stop. Do not scroll past this message. Look at me right now. You did not arrive here by accident. I intentionally placed this video in your path because heaven has aligned time itself for this exact intersection. Give me just a few minutes of your absolute attention. What I am about to speak into your life is urgent. It is an emergency of love. My beloved child, are you there? I really need you right now. Do not let the heavy noise of this world pull you away from my voice, because the distractions of the world will only lead you into deep confusion. If you rush past this moment, you might miss the breakthrough you have been begging me for. Lift your eyes to my face. Breathe deeply. Let your mind become still. The urgency of stopping you was simply because I wanted to hold your heart for a moment and shield your spirit from the hidden arrows of the enemy. Now that you have stayed, let me speak softly to the deepest place inside you. I know how fast the world moves around you. You are constantly running from one heavy task to another. You carry the weight of everyone else. You solve their problems. You dry their tears. But who holds your hand when you are breaking inside, while the cold world demands your constant strength and your endless smile? Who listens to the silent screams of your soul when the night becomes heavy? I know you feel completely alone. You are an expert at pretending. You wear a beautiful mask of strength for your family. You smile for your friends. Your spirit is quietly collapsing. You convince yourself that you must hold everything together alone, because you do not want to be a heavy burden to anyone. But my child, you are my masterpiece. You were never designed to fight these battles without my help. Let me validate the hidden exhaustion you never speak about. You are not just tired in your physical body, you are tired in your thoughts. You are deeply tired in your very soul. It is a deep weariness that sleep cannot fix. It is the heavy price of being a silent survivor in a world that only demands more from you. Let us peel back the layers of your silent sacrifice. I have been watching you closely through every single season. I saw you when you sat on the edge of your bed this morning. The heavy weight of worry was already sitting squarely on your chest before you even opened your eyes and looked at the morning light. You felt the immediate pressure of another day. You wanted to close your eyes and hide from reality. But you forced yourself to stand up because people depend on your strength and you always choose to put their needs before your own comfort. You pushed through the thick fog of anxiety. You put on your armor and you walked out into the world. You fought your battles with a quiet dignity. I am so proud of your resilience, but I also saw you when the armor came off. I saw you when you sat in your car in the parking lot after a long day. You just stared into the empty space for 20 minutes because you did not have the energy to turn the key. Your mind was completely blank. You felt a terrifying emptiness in your chest. You wondered if this endless cycle of survival would ever end. You asked yourself if your prayers were just bouncing off the ceiling. My beloved child, your whispers did not vanish into the air. Every single sigh of frustration was caught by my hands while you thought you were completely forgotten. I am right here. Let me tell you a secret you have hidden from the world. I saw you when you ran the water in the bathroom, so no one could hear you cry. You folded your body into the smallest possible shape on the cold floor. You pressed your face into a soft towel to swallow the sounds of your breaking heart. You wept in total secret. You thought you were completely invisible in that dark room. You genuinely believed that even I had forgotten your name. But hear me with the deepest part of your soul. I was holding you closer than the very floor you were sitting on. Not a single tear fell from your tired eyes without me counting it. Your tears are holy to me. I saw you when you held your throat because the emotional lump was choking your breath. The physical pain of your grief was too big for earthly words. You could not even form a proper prayer. You could only whisper my name over and over again like a lost child. That broken whisper was the most powerful prayer in Haven. It pierced through the angelic songs and it reached my throne instantly. Do not think my silence means I am indifferent to your agony. My silence has been a holy sanctuary of preparation. I have been gathering your broken fragments in secret, while the enemy tried to convince you that you were completely destroyed. You have been fighting a hidden war for a very long time. You are a secret warrior who fights in the dark without any applause. You watch others receive their blessings. You remain in the shadows of delay. You have asked me why your path is so uniquely difficult. You wonder why you must endure constant trials. You have even questioned your own worth before me. You thought your delays were a proof of my disapproval. Let me clear the fog from your heavy mind right now. The enemy did not target you because you are failing. The adversary is completely terrified of the immense light that is about to rise from your life. You are a cycle breaker for your family line. The heavy chains of lack and fear that bound your ancestors are trembling because of your faithful endurance. You were chosen for this heavy assignment because your spirit carries a rare strength. But you have reached the absolute end of your own human power. You cannot carry this anymore. And that is exactly why I need you right now. I need you to stop trying to control the fierce storm with your empty hands. I need you to admit that you are tired so that my grace can finally become your strength. Open your heart to me in this very second. Let the walls of your stubborn isolation fall down before my presence. Do you feel that sudden warmth in your chest right now? That is not anxiety. That is my holy validation washing over your wounds. I am stripping away the heavy burden of having to be perfect. You do not have to achieve anything to earn my deep love. You are precious to me simply because you are my child. Rest in this truth. Let the tight muscles in your shoulders finally relax. Let your racing thoughts slow down to the rhythm of my heartbeat. You have spent too many years rushing past moments like this to serve the needs of a demanding world. But today, the King of Heaven has paused time itself just to have a private conversation with your soul. I want you to know that your current season of isolation is not a punishment. It is a precise positioning for a miracle. I had to draw you away from the noise so you could hear my whisper clearly. I know how often you have rushed past moments like this. But my child, I see you more clearly than you see your own reflection. Let me tell you why I had to step into your day right now with such an urgent command. You are standing at the edge of a massive spiritual threshold. The waiting season that has completely exhausted your spirit is finally drawing to a close. The locked doors that broke your hope are starting to shake at my royal decree. But you must be fully awake to receive what I am about to release over your life. I know how often you have rushed past moments like this to serve the world. Let me tell you why I had to step into your day right now. Because I see you more clearly than you see yourself. Stay here, and let me remind you of your true identity. Come closer to my heart. Let us look together at the deep wounds you have tried to hide from the world because you thought they were too ugly to be healed. I know the exact depth of your hidden pain. I know the bitter taste of the tears you swallow when you are sitting at your desk at work. Your coworkers see a capable professional. Your manager sees a reliable employee who always gets the job done without complaining. They have absolutely no idea about the violent storm that is tearing through your soul. They do not know that you had to fight a severe panic attack in the hallway just 10 minutes before you gave them a warm smile. You are carrying a heavy load that was never meant for your fragile shoulders. You feel completely exhausted. Your body is heavy. The strain is constant. And every morning when you wake up, the anxiety is already sitting on your chest. I know how your heart aches when you see others moving forward so effortlessly. You look at their lives and you see happiness and prosperity. You look at your own life and you see only a long series of unanswered prayers and exhausting battles. You feel like you are running a race with heavy weights tied around your ankles. You are doing everything right. You are reading your scriptures. You are offering your sincere prayers. Yet, the rewards seem to evade your grasp at every turn. You feel a deep sense of injustice burning in your chest. You have silently asked me if I am angry with you. You wonder if you did something terrible in your past that disqualified you from my favor. Hear my voice clearly. I am not angry with you. You are not being punished. I saw you when you stood in front of the mirror last night. You looked at the dark circles under your tired eyes and you felt an overwhelming sense of despair. You asked your reflection how much longer you could keep up this exhausting act. Your throat was tight. Your chest was heavy. The physical pain of your loneliness felt like a heavy iron band tightening around your ribs. Every breath required a massive effort of your will. I watched you press your hand against your breaking heart. The internal ache was radiating through your physical body. You felt like you were suffocating in a deep ocean of endless demands. You cried out in the silence of your mind for someone to rescue you from this prison. And I want you to know that your silent cry did not fall on deaf ears. But my child, none of it was invisible to me. You thought you were walking through that dry wilderness entirely alone. You looked to the left and you found no comfort. You looked to the right and you saw only cold shoulders. The very people you helped in their darkest hours suddenly became too bussy to listen to your cry. You felt a sharp sting of betrayal. Your heart shrank into a small knot of silent grief. And in that precise moment of total isolation, I was standing right beside you in the shadows. I was holding your hand when you felt the cold weight of yesterday still sitting heavily on your chest. You did not see my face because your eyes were blinded by thick tears. But I never left your side. I saw you when you poured out your sincere love into hands that did not know how to hold it. You gave your absolute best to people who only looked at what they could take from you. You were a living refuge for them. You stayed up late to listen to their endless complaints. You emptied your own emotional bank to make sure they felt secure and valued. But when your own storm arrived, those exact people vanished like mist in the morning light. They left you standing alone in the pouring rain of your own crisis. You felt completely used. You felt deeply foolish for trusting them. You wondered if there was something inherently wrong with your identity. But hear my soft whisper right now. Your purity of heart is not a weakness. It is the very marker of my holy image inside your soul. I remember the night you sat on your kitchen floor at 2 o'clock in the morning. The house was completely dark, and everyone else was sleeping peacefully. You held a cold glass of water in your trembling hand, and you stared at the floorboards. Your mind was racing with terrifying scenarios. You worried about your financial future and your health. The silence of the night felt like a heavy blanket suffocating your hope. You felt an intense physical tightness in your throat that made it hard to swallow. You felt completely trapped by your circumstances. You whispered my name into the darkness because you had no other options left. I want you to know that the exact moment that whisper left your lips, my presence arrived. An army of heavenly angels entered your room to push back the dark clouds of despair. I was there when the door closed and the silence of your room became deafening. I saw you when you wrapped your arms around your knees and you rocked back and forth on the floor. The weight of your memories was too heavy to carry. You remembered the promises that were broken. You remembered the dreams that died early. You felt the sharp pain of abandonment from people who swore they would never leave your side. The agony was so sharp that it made your physical stomach churn with a sickening grief. You felt completely disconnected from the world around you. You believed that your life was just a series of meaningless struggles. But I was collecting every single tear that rolled down your pale cheek. My child, you are completely seen. You thought you were walking alone through that dark valley, but I was counting every single step of your painful journey. I stood beside you when you felt the crushing weight of yesterday still sitting on your heart. Even when the world did not hear your broken voice, I did. I was there in the quiet stillness of your deepest isolation. My child, I have never left your side for a single second. Your pain was never hidden from my eyes. I felt every single pang of your sorrow in my own heart, because you are bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. Your suffering matters deeply to me. Let me tell you the beautiful truth about your hidden tears. The pain you have endured is not a proof of my absence. It is the very evidence of my intense focus on your life. I am drawing you away from old foundations that were built on sinking sand. I allowed certain doors to shut in your face because those rooms were filled with hidden poison that would destroy your destiny. I removed certain people from your inner circle because they were comfortable with your past, but they were completely terrified of your future. It felt like a brutal rejection to your fragile emotions. But in truth, it was my holy pruning. I was clearing away the dead branches for your spirit. I want your true identity to finally rise and expand without any earthly limitations. Do you feel that subtle shift in the atmosphere right now? A gentle warmth is beginning to spread across your tight chest. That is my holy presence wrapping around your wounded spirit like a warm blanket on a cold winter night. You do not have to pretend to be strong anymore when you are with me. You can drop your heavy shield. You can let your defenses fall to the ground. You do not have to perform to earn my favor. I do not see a failure when I look at your broken pieces. I see a beautiful masterpiece that is currently being reshaped by my loving hands. Your brokenness is the very canvas where my glory will be displayed. You have been a silent survivor for too many years. You have trained your mind to expect hardship. You wake up every morning with your guard up because you are waiting for the next bad news to drop. Your soul has forgotten the sweet taste of true peace. You have normalized the constant ache in your shoulders and the dull throb in your head. You believe that this survival mode is your permanent destiny. But I am stepping into your reality today to break that dark illusion. I am rewriting the script of your life. Your identity is not defined by the trauma you survived. You are not just a victim who managed to escape the fire. You are an heir to an unshakable kingdom. Let my love wash over the memories that make you flinch in the dark. I want to heal the specific moments where your trust was shattered into 1,000 pieces. I saw the exact day when you realized that you could no longer depend on them. The disappointment was like a cold blade piercing through your naive expectations. You withdrew into a shell of self-protection. You promised yourself that you would never let anyone get close enough to hurt you again. You built a tall wall around your sacred garden to keep out the pain, but that wall also kept out the light. Today, I am gently breaking down those stone walls with my tender touch. I am restoring your capacity to trust my divine guidance. Breathe in my grace right now. Let the deep inhalation fill the empty hollows of your tired lungs. You have been holding your breath for so long because you were waiting for the storm to crush you completely. But the storm has no authority to destroy what I have blessed. The waves may roar around your small boat, but I am sleeping peacefully. If I am not panicked about your situation, you do not need to be panicked either. Your future is fully secured in the palm of my sovereign hand. My beloved child, let this truth sink into the deepest layers of your subconscious mind. You are completely seen. You are thoroughly known. You are infinitely loved. Every single detail of your life is being orchestrated with an absolute precision. Feel my warmth touching your weary heart right now. If you feel my warmth touching your weary heart right now, click the like button as a quiet act of agreement between your heart and mine. Do not rush past this moment. Let this sacred seal of faith be established right here, in this quiet space, before we move deeper into what I have prepared for your transformation. Your simple act of agreement is a powerful signal to the spiritual realm. You are choosing to trust my invisible presence over your visible problems. Keep your eyes fixed on my face as we step together into the light of your new season. I am here. I am with you. Let us walk into the next chapter of your destiny. I need you to understand something deeply about your journey. Lift your head right now. Do not call your recent delay a failure. I am changing the entire foundation of your life today. I did not pull you away from the crowd to destroy your hopes. I isolated you because I am preparing your hands to carry a massive weight of glory. You have looked at your closed doors with a broken heart. You wept when certain relationships ended abruptly. You thought you were falling behind everyone else. But what you perceived as a painful rejection was actually my absolute protection from a dangerous trap. You could not see the hidden poison inside those rooms, but my eyes saw the danger clearly. Think about the times you begged me to open a specific path. You tried so hard to force your way through that locked gate. You became angry when my silence blocked your footsteps. I held you back because that path would have completely destroyed the sacred seed of identity I placed inside your soul. My refusal was an act of intense mercy. Let us look at the history of those I have chosen for great assignments. There was a young man I placed a magnificent dream inside. He was faithful and he was pure, yet I allowed his own brothers to throw him into a dark pit in the desert. He cried out in the heavy silence of that deep cistern. He wondered why his faithfulness resulted in such a brutal betrayal. He spent 13 long years in chains and inside dark prison walls. He felt completely forgotten by heaven and by earth. He did not understand the grand strategy then, but I was not absent from his suffering. I was building a profound endurance beneath the surface of his character. No earthly palace could have taught him the wisdom he needed for his true destiny. The pit was not his grave. The prison was simply his holy preparation room. When the precise moment arrived, I raised him up to save entire nations from starvation. My child, the darkness you are sitting in right now is operating in the exact same way. Do not let the current silence convince you that I have dropped your destiny. Your current wilderness is not your permanent ending. It is the shaping ground for the powerful leader I am raising you to become. You have been tested by fire, and you have been refined by isolation. Every tear you shed in secret was a holy investment into your spiritual authority. The enemy wanted to break your spirit, but I used the trial to form your resolve. Listen carefully to my prophetic words right now. The season of your hidden pruning is shifting into a season of visible expansion. I am tearing down the false structures that held you back for so long. I am disconnecting you from people who only loved your comfort but hated your growth. You are no longer defined by your past struggles. You must stop looking back at what you lost. The things that walked away from you were never meant to walk into your future. I am doing something entirely new in your life today. The doors I am preparing to open for your steps will require a completely different version of your identity. You cannot walk into a palace with a slave mindset. Let us address the strange restlessness you have been feeling lately. You have felt a quiet stirring behind your ribs. You could not name this deep agitation. You thought it was just regular anxiety or a sign of mental confusion. But hear the truth from my lips today. That restlessness is your spirit sensing a massive shift in the unseen realm. The heavenly armies are currently rearranging the circumstances of your life. They are removing the invisible barriers that blocked your progress for decades. The dry season that completely drained your spiritual reservoir is officially coming to an end. I am authorizing a divine reversal of your fortunes right now. Stand firm and watch my power move. You have spent too much time apologizing for your rare light. You have minimized your gifts to make ordinary people feel comfortable around you. You shrank your identity so you could fit into small rooms. But I did not design you to live a small life. I am breaking the small boxes that the world built around your potential. I need your absolute focus as we step into this new territory. Do not allow the loud opinions of critics to distract your mind. They see your current struggle, but they have no access to your heavenly calling. They judge your silence because they cannot hear my secret whisper inside your heart. Your validation comes from my throne alone. Let me remind you of a woman who prayed in bitter silence. Her heart was deeply broken, and her lips moved without making any sound. The priest who watched her thought she was completely out of her mind. He judged her external appearance without understanding her internal agony. But I heard every single silent syllable that fell into my hands. I counted her broken fragments of hope. I turned her silent grief into a miraculous answer that silenced her enemies forever. My child, your silent prayers operate under the exact same spiritual law. The world may think you are defeated because you are quiet, but your silence is a sign of a deep spiritual pregnancy. You are about to birth a testimony that will shock everyone who watched you fail. They will look at your restoration, and they will wonder how it happened so quickly. They will see the honor on your life, and they will forget the shame of your yesterday. I am turning your valley of weeping into a grand fountain of blessing. You have been a faithful steward of your suffering. You did not curse my name when the storm was at its worst. You kept your integrity when others chose to compromise their values for quick wealth. You chose the narrow path of righteousness, even when it felt incredibly lonely. Your loyalty in the dark has been recorded in my books. And now the time for your public reward has arrived. I am aligning the necessary resources for your next steps. I am sending the right destiny helpers to your side. They will not look at your past mistakes. They will only see the royal anointing on your forehead. Your days of begging for crumbs are over. You are an heir to an abundance. Do not let fear tell you that this promise is too good to be true. The adversary knows his time is short, and he is trying to flood your thoughts with doubt. He wants you to believe that you will always be a slave to your circumstances. But I have already stripped the enemy of his legal authority over your destiny. The victory is already secured. Breathe in my sovereign authority right now. Let this prophetic truth settle into the deepest place of your heart. You are not behind in your life. You are exactly where I need you to be for the manifestation of my glory. The delay was never a denial. It was my precise and loving preparation for an outstanding breakthrough. I am unlocking the heavy gates of provision that were sealed by generational curses. You will witness a sudden acceleration in your finances and your health. The structural damage that trauma caused to your nervous system is being completely repaired by my touch. I am injecting a divine vitality into your weary bones. Right now, look at the horizon of your life with a renewed confidence. The dark clouds are parting, and the brilliant rays of my favor are shining directly on your path. You have endured the long night of weeping, and now you must prepare your heart to celebrate the morning of joy. I am standing as your ultimate shield and your eternal protector. If your soul stands firm in this faith, and you choose to surrender your worries to my care, right under this video, comment the exact phrase, "God is my safe refuge," if you choose to trust me today. Let this comment be your active step of obedience. Do not let distractions steal this holy alignment from your spirit. Your declaration in the comments is a physical anchor for a spiritual reality. You are telling the unseen realm that you are ridding yourself of fear. You are stepping out of your role as a victim. You are stepping into your true place of divine stewardship. Keep listening closely, because the next part of my message will reveal your victory. Hear me. This is the exact moment of your absolute liberation. I am stepping into your reality with an unyielding power to shatter every invisible chain that has bound your feet. The enemy has tried to trap your mind in a cage of perpetual sorrow. He wanted you to believe that your current struggle would become your permanent tomb. But today, I declare that his malicious authority over your destiny is completely broken. The walls of opposition that stood against your progress are trembling right now at my royal command. They are falling down like the ancient walls of Jericho before a single shout of victory. I am not negotiating with the spirits of limitation that haunted your bloodline for generations. I am executing a final judgment against them because your light must rise. You are no longer the helpless victim of generational trauma and endless disappointment. The heavy ceiling that your ancestors lived under cannot hold the immense glory I am releasing over your life today. I am wiping away the lingering stigma of your past failures. The shame that made you hide in the shadows is being replaced by an undeniable honor. The waiting season has served its divine purpose, and it is officially closing right now. What comes next will not look like the painful chaos of your yesterday. I am introducing a sudden acceleration into your relationships and your spiritual growth. The deep valleys of weeping are turning into high mountains of triumph because I have favored your soul. Look at my face right now and receive this cosmic shift. The spiritual atmosphere around your home is changing from heavy oppression to light liberty. I am binding the spirits of confusion that made you question your sanity in the dark. Your mind is being flooded with a sharp clarity that the world can never understand. You are entering your true season. Now hear my urgent command. Stop fighting the fierce storm with your empty human hands. Drop the heavy shields of self-protection that you built out of fear and intense pride. You have tried to control every outcome because you were deeply terrified of being hurt again. But your own strength has only left you exhausted and completely empty. Let go of the heavy bags you have been carrying for so many years. You were never designed to carry the heavy weight of tomorrow before the sun even rises. I am asking you to surrender the control of your life to my sovereign care. This is not an act of weak defeat. It is the ultimate step of a courageous faith. Let us practice a holy ritual of release right now in this sacred space. I want you to drop your stiff shoulders and untighten your locked jaw. Take a deep breath of my grace into your empty lungs. Hold it for a moment. Now breathe out all the accumulated toxic resentment and the suffocating anxiety of your yesterday. Do it again with a total sincerity. Inhale my unconditional love and my deep validation. Exhale the painful memory of everyone who abandoned your heart when you needed them most. Let their names fade away from your thoughts because they have no place in your beautiful future. I am cleansing your spiritual vessel from all historical poison. You are letting go of the need to understand why everything happened the way it did. You do not need to figure out the complex layout of your next 10 steps. I will guide you one simple step at a time, and I will never confuse your spirit. My voice brings an absolute calm to your internal tempest. Breathe deeply and surrender. Now that you have emptied your hands, you are finally ready to receive my bountiful provision. I am pouring a holy oil of blessing upon your head until it runs down your garments. This is not a temporary relief from your troubles. It is a permanent covenant of restoration that no human scheme can ever violate. I am blessing the labor of your hands and the creative thoughts of your mind. The financial lack that made you feel like a worthless beggar is disappearing from your life forever. I am opening the windows of heaven to pour out a supply that will exceed your boldest expectations. You will become a major lender to nations instead of a borrower. I am healing the hidden structural damage inside your physical body. The chronic physical exhaustion that made your bones ache is being replaced by a supernatural vitality. I am touching your heart with my warm hand to repair the delicate tissues that were torn by deep grief. You will sleep peacefully tonight without any terrifying nightmares. I am restoring the years that the swarm of locusts has stolen from your life. The opportunities that looked dead and completely buried are coming back to life right now. I am bringing a beautiful order out of the chaotic mess that the enemy created around your family. Your children will walk in a safe path of righteousness and divine favor. Receive the divine keys to the doors you have been waiting outside of for so long. These are not ordinary earthly doors that can be locked by human jealousy. These are heavenly gates of destiny that I have opened with my own sovereign authority. When I open a door for your steps, no demonic force can ever shut it. You are walking into a space of absolute abundance and deep emotional security. I am placing a new song of gratitude in your mouth to replace the old sighs of frustration. Your friends will look at your spectacular transformation, and they will glorify my holy name. They will realize that your God is alive and full of compassion. I am shaping you into a living refuge for other broken souls who are currently lost in the dark. The deep pain you survived has given you a rare compassion that cannot be manufactured by books. You will understand their silent screams because you once sat on that same cold floor. You are becoming a powerful messenger of my light. Do not be afraid of the great magnitude of this blessing. You might feel like you are entirely unworthy of such an immense grace. But your worthiness was never based on your human perfection. Your value was fully established on the cross when I called you my own precious child. You belong to the royal family of Haven. Walk forward with your head held high and your heart full of holy confidence. The angels are marching ahead of your footsteps to clear the rocky ground. The weapons that the adversary forms against your life will fail completely because my glory is your ultimate rear guard. You are completely safe under the shadow of my wings. Let the peace that passes all human understanding guard your thoughts right now. The storm has lost its power to terrify your soul because the Creator of heaven is standing inside your small boat. The wind is dying down and the water is becoming completely still. Rest in this profound tranquility. I love you. I have seen your quiet endurance through the darkest hours of the night. You did not abandon your post when the battle became fiercely intense. You kept a small ember of faith alive inside your frozen chest when everything looked entirely hopeless. Now you are about to witness the beautiful reward of your long waiting. The oil of joy is replacing the heavy spirit of mourning. I am clothing your soul in white garments of praise and festive celebration. The people who mocked your delay will soon beg to sit at the table of your abundance. I am preparing a grand feast for your soul in the very presence of your bitter enemies. Your identity is completely secure in my eternal love. No earthly change can ever diminish the value I have placed inside your spirit. You are moving out of the survival zone, and you are stepping into the thriving reality of my kingdom. Hold on to this holy seal of blessing as we finalize your marvelous transformation. I am cementing this divine peace within the deepest parts of your subconscious mind. You will wake up tomorrow morning with a lightness in your chest that you have not felt since your early childhood. The heavy burden of fear is gone forever because my perfect love has cast it out completely. You are free, my beloved child. Look at me one last time in this sacred moment. I need you to know that I am always a phone call away from your deepest cry. I am your eternal Father and your most faithful friend. The seal of protection is now placed upon your life, and nothing can ever erase this holy covenant. The beautiful light of a new morning is breaking over your life right now. You can feel the cold shadows of the past melting away from your mind. The deep peace I gave you is an anchor that will hold your soul steady through any future storms. And as you look back at the dark valley you just crossed, you will notice that the path is now completely flooded with my glorious light. Your silent warfare is completely over. The endless battles you fought in absolute secrecy have finally brought you to this place of total rest. You no longer have to worry about what tomorrow will bring because my hand is already arranging every single detail of your future. You can walk forward with a quiet confidence. The heaviness that defined your identity for so many years has been completely lifted from your fragile chest. You are breathing the clean air of freedom today. Do not look back at the broken pieces of your old life with a sense of regret. Everything that happened in your past was carefully utilized to mold your character into a magnificent vessel of honor. You are standing firm as a true champion who overcame the thick darkness. The adversary thought he could silence your special voice by sending continuous trials into your path. But your stubborn endurance has completely frustrated his dark plans, and now you are positioned to receive a double portion of my heavenly blessing. You are a living witness of my grace. Let us establish a firm covenant to protect this sacred peace within your heart. The world around you will continue to make its loud and chaotic noises. People will continue to hurry from one superficial task to another, while they ignore the subtle nudges of the Spirit. But you must choose a completely different path of quiet obedience. You must guard this beautiful sanctuary we built together in the stillness of this moment. Do not let the trivial worries of daily life steal the joy that I have freshly poured into your soul. When the enemy tries to whisper his old lies of lack and fear into your ears, you must answer him with my sovereign promise. You must tell the dark shadows that your Father has already declared your victory. You are an official child of the King of Heaven. Your identity is forever sealed by a holy covenant that no earthly power can ever break. You are moving out of the survival zone and you are stepping into a beautiful season of true abundance. The structural damage that historical trauma caused to your physical body is being completely repaired by my loving touch. You will feel a supernatural vitality rushing through your weary veins when you wake up tomorrow morning. Your mind will be sharp and your heart will be totally light. You are completely healed. I am restoring the precious years that the dark swarm of locusts has stolen from your life. The grand opportunities that look dead and buried are coming back to life right now before your very eyes. You will witness a sudden acceleration in your career and your personal finances because heaven has authorized your breakthrough. Your family line will experience a wonderful transformation because of your faithful stance. The heavy chains of poverty and fear that bound your ancestors are falling to the ground in this exact second. You have successfully broken the painful cycle for your children, and they will walk in a safe path of continuous prosperity. Now you carry a heavy responsibility to share this magnificent light with a dark world. You were not saved simply to exist in your own comfortable bubble of peace. I have anointed your spirit to become a powerful beacon of hope for other lost souls. Your scars are the very credentials that will validate your holy mission. There are so many people who are currently sitting in the exact same darkness you just escaped. They are secretly crying into their pillows when the night becomes heavy. They are wearing a beautiful mask of false strength while their spirits are quietly collapsing inside their chests. They desperately need to hear my soft whisper. I am calling you to step into your true role as a secret warrior for my kingdom. You will recognize their hidden pain because you once walked that exact same difficult road. You will know how to comfort their breaking hearts because I have thoroughly comforted yours. You are my extended hands. Do not let this sacred moment pass without making a concrete decision to serve my grand purpose. The spiritual alignment we establish today requires a physical action to lock the blessing in place. I am handing you a divine assignment that will test your willingness to become a true blessing to others. Listen closely to my final command. I need you to take an active step of faith right now to anchor this agreement. Think about the people in your life who are currently struggling through a bitter winter of the soul. They are fighting invisible battles without any applause, and they are on the verge of giving up their hope completely. You have the power to rescue them today. I want you to share this exact message with 3 souls who are secretly crying out for hope in the dark noise of this world. Do not hesitate or analyze this instruction with your logical mind, because I have already prepared their hearts to receive your gift. This is a holy mission of salvation that heaven has assigned to your name. When you send this video to those 3 specific individuals, you are acting as my official messenger. You are breaking the thick walls of their isolation. You are telling them that their silent prayers have finally been heard by a loving Father. Your simple act of sharing will start a beautiful wave of healing across many lives. Do not let fear or embarrassment hold your hand back from executing this divine command. The adversary will try to tell you that you are bothering them, or that they will judge your faith. But you must choose to obey my voice over the deceitful whispers of the enemy. Your obedience will unlock a massive treasure of favor for your future. As you sow these seeds of light into the lives of others, you are automatically securing your own harvest. The measure of love you give out will be measured back to you in an overwhelming abundance. You cannot outgive the King of Heaven. When you look after my broken children, I will look after everything that concerns you. Let us also secure your long-term connection to my daily guidance. The journey ahead of your steps will require a continuous stream of heavenly wisdom to avoid the hidden traps of the world. You cannot navigate this complex spiritual territory with only your past experiences. You need a fresh word from my mouth every single day. I have established this specific channel as a sacred sanctuary where my voice will speak to your soul regularly to ensure that you never miss the critical instructions for your next steps. I need you to subscribe to this channel right now. Turn on the notification bell to stay completely connected to my divine atmosphere. This is not a casual request for your entertainment. It is a vital strategy to keep your mind anchored in the truth while the world tries to flood your thoughts with anxiety and doubt. By subscribing, you are telling the spiritual realm that you are making a permanent commitment to walk in my holy light. You are choosing to start every day with my validation instead of the negative news of the earth. The notification bell will act as a holy reminder that your Father is always ready to talk to your heart. Every time a new message arrives, you will know that heaven has authorized a specific blessing for your journey. Let us close this private conversation with a final blessing of absolute protection over your life. I am placing my royal seal upon your forehead, and I am posting a legion of warrior angels around the borders of your home. No weapon formed against your health or your finances will ever prosper from this moment forward. Go out into the world with your head held high and your heart full of quiet joy. You are no longer a lonely survivor who must fight the fierce storms alone. You are a chosen child of the living God, and your victory is completely secured. Walk in your true identity and be at peace, my beloved child.